What's common amongst all of us is our self. So first become self-aware.
Your clarification on framework or context of existence and focus of pursuit is very interesting. Can you share how you fulfilled one of your important wants in life?
Sure. I'll give you an example of my decision to become an independent consultant. And yeah, I think it fits in very well from both these points of view. One is related to the context of life, and the second thing is related to what I love doing. So I was, I think, just about 30, 31. I was the general manager of Enfield, India at that point of time. And earlier, in the previous about 9 years, I had worked with an iron and steel company, Mukund Iron and Steel, and then I had worked with the ITC Welcome Group as a personal manager in Chennai, and then regional personal in charge. And finally with Enfield India, which was a great career growth at the age of 30, just about 30 plus, I had become the general manager in Enfield India. And then I took this major decision when I was just about 32, yes, to become an independent consultant. And it was not an easy decision because as the general manager of Enfield India, I had a company given apartment, independent house, I had a company given car, I had a driver, I was living very comfortably in Besan Nagar. I had two children going to a very good school. One of them going to a very good school, the other one was a small kid. My son was going to the Krishnamurti Foundation School. And with all that at that point of time, honestly, I didn't have great money with me, great wealth with me. So the first reason of choosing to become an independent consultant was this question of what makes me very happy, what I'm very capable of doing. So amongst the many things that I could do, and even at that point of time, I could continue to grow in the corporate world. I could become very quickly one of the youngest personal or HR directors, or I wanted to kind of move and become an independent consultant. I could try a few other things, but my mind was on wanting to bring path-breaking concepts and ideas in the area of human resource management, people management, to multiple organizations. I was finding that I was restricted into a single organization and where I could deliver very easily, but I was not delivering to my full potential and I was not getting sufficiently challenged, I felt. So that call for a greater challenging of myself and the desire to share the perspectives and the frameworks and the concepts to a wide range of audience, that was a big prompt. And I knew that both in terms of the thinking of concepts and frameworks and the ability to communicate and talk, be it a discussion, be it an advisory situation, or running a training program or a motivational talk, that I could do very well. So something that I could do very well, and plus the offering to a wider canvas, many organizations rather than one organization. That became the first and second part of that reason. And then came the question of, was it in demand? Very honestly, at that point of time, I think being an independent consultant by yourself was a very, very rare thing. And that too at the age of 32, people won't even take you seriously. But I thought that was the opportunity also because there was nobody else in that kind of a space. Yes, you are young and you are offering for the first time a very differentiated offering called a young consultant, which means possibly fresh ideas and fresh possibilities. So I chose that. And I said, if many people are not doing, that's also an opportunity. Maybe you're actually going to set up a trend. And the truth is, it set up a trend. So all the three kind of fitted in very well. Enjoy creating ideas, concept frameworks, and two, offering, wanting to give to many, many organizations to a wider canvas. And three, in terms of what is required to bring a differentiated service offering as a young independent professional consultant. Now, this is the first part. Now, in terms of context of life, believe me, it was not very easy. The reason is, like I told you, I didn't have great savings. My wife had great faith in me, so that was a positive thing. Some of the others, had doubts. I'm sure my father-in-law was very concerned, and how am I going to be doing? Not maybe so much my parents, but people around me, they were wondering, you're not coming from some rich heredity for you to feel comfortable about next, kind of couple of years and all that. And then my wife really helped me in terms of a small exercise that we did. And the exercise that we did was working on a concept called bread, butter, and jam in life, which means how much do we require for survival, how much do we require for maintenance, and how much do we require for luxury. So in those good old days, I'm talking about 1985, bread, butter, and jam, luxury required maybe about 25,000 rupees per month. Bread and butter, which is good maintenance, required about 17,000 rupees. Bread, mere survival, required about 9,000 rupees, because I remember the rent was about 3,500 in Besanagar those days. And very honestly, we saw 3 months of bread in front of us, about 27 to 30,000 rupees. So I spoke to my wife and we looked at this whole question of future. And then we realized that the next 1 hour is a future, next 1 day is a future, next 1 week is a future, next 1 month is a future, next 1 year is a future, next 1 decade is a future. Which future are we talking about? And then we realized that we need to have some reasonable idea of defining our future. And we said, for economic purpose, we will decide that our relevant future will be only 3 months, 90 days. As long as we think that next 90 days are reasonably okay economically, we will take decisions in our life. And believe me, till date, we are stuck to that. I never worry about too much of long term. As long as I see reasonable 3 months, 90 days economic needs, I'm not even talking about luxuries, I'm not talking about indulgences. I think anyone can take decisions in life. In 90 days, the whole world can change. Your world can change. Just have that faith in you. There is nothing called future if you don't deal with the present. Future is an idea, just like past is, but that's for another talk, another day. But this clarity that you're going to decide with your present considerations and with certain amount of self-confidence and breaking some of those tightly held myths, that helps you to decide about your wants. And believe me, now it's how many years? 85? 33 years. I can assure you, life is glorious. God has been kind, destiny has been good, people have been wonderful, but at the end of it, you have to take your decisions. You have to work towards your wants. Thank you.